Welcome into the Chiefs Report. I am Harrison Graham. Lots of stuff to get into as we sit just 10 days away from Super Bowl 54 Chiefs and 49ers. And speaking of the game, Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk, his clown takes continue to take off as he's officially off the rails with this one, guys. He basically suggested, and we'll get to a good chunk of the quote in a minute, that the 49ers should be violent with Patrick Mahomes. This was a small piece of the quote. You trade the risk of 15 yards if you can send a message. This is absolutely absurd that he said this on national television, on his daily show on NBC Sports. They should suspend him for this. Here's a bigger chunk of the quote from Florio from just yesterday. Football is still a physical, violent game. If you can hit him, even if it's close to the sideline, even if he's maybe starting into his slide, when the championship is riding on it, I think it's a different analysis. So again, I'm not saying that this should be part of the deliberate effort, but the Super Bowl is riding on it. You just said this should be part of the deliberate effort. This is the classic, no offense, but that's what Mike Florio is doing. Every time you say no offense and then finish that sentence, you're about to offend somebody. That's what he's doing here. He's saying, oh, this shouldn't be part of the plan, but the Super Bowl is riding on it, so it should be a part of the plan. That is basically what Mike Florio is saying. Now, we all know a lot of these teams behind closed doors don't say exactly stuff like this, but say, hey, if you have an opportunity to hit Patrick Mahomes, take that opportunity. But he is sending a deliberate message of malicious intent that the 49ers should take as a football analyst on national television. Can't do that in 2020. It is not 1985. Now, guys, if you want logical takes on the Chiefs and all things across the NFL, but especially the Chiefs, got to subscribe to our Chiefs channel, chatsports.com/Chiefs. That's the link if you're watching on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. If you're already watching on the Chiefs channel, just hit that big red button. You probably think, oh, this is going to slow down after the Super Bowl. No, more videos all off-season long, draft, free agency coverage, lots of stuff to get into. Chatsports.com/Chiefs. Hit that big red button if you are already watching on our Chiefs channel. Now, I promise you guys, mailbag today, so lots of your questions to get into here. A lot of you guys submitted them. We appreciate it. #Chiefs is the way to do that on a future show. Go ahead and comment below in the comment section for a future mailbag. Here from Kuzakan27, only question I have is after Mahomes wins the Super Bowl and is named Super Bowl MVP with his contract to be lower than, will his contract be lower than $40 million per year or in the mid-40s? He deserves whatever he wants, in my opinion. I say pay him now with his first big contract, and later in his career, he'll give a hometown discount. First of all, I appreciate the positivity after that Florio joke about Patrick Mahomes winning Super Bowl MVP, because that means the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. Here's the facts, guys. He's going to get a mega extension after the Super Bowl, win or lose. Now, if he wins and is super impressive in the Super Bowl, the price might go even higher than we ever imagined. It's likely going to be $40 million per year, if not more. I just think that's what it's going to be. The market has continued to skyrocket. Patrick Mahomes is a better player than all of the highest-paid quarterbacks in the NFL because he is the best quarterback in the NFL. Russell Wilson is making $35 million per year. At minimum, Mahomes is going to get 37, 38. I think it's going to be 40, and it might be 42 or 43. That is just the reality of the situation, because when you look at what he's done in his young career, no one's come close to matching these numbers early on in his career. Almost 10,000 starts. He hasn't even started 2 full seasons in terms of total games. That is absolutely ridiculous. His rating, almost 110. Touchdown, interception, 76-18. And then what he's brought to the table in 4 career playoff games past couple of years, no turnovers in 4 playoff games. 3-1 record. The only game he lost was because Dee Ford's dumbass lined up offsides in the AFC title game last year. This guy is as good as it gets at the position. He's going to make a lot of money. So question for you guys. Will Patrick Mahomes get $40 million per year? Type O for over, type U for under. I'm typing my O. I will throw in this caveat. I think Mahomes is the type of guy who understands what it takes to get to what it takes as far as a team to get to a Super Bowl. Is it possible after the season he just says, hey, give me 38, make me the highest paid, we'll call it good? It's possible, but I think it's going to be over $40 million. This will be the pinned comment, so just scroll down, answer the question. Will Mahomes get $40 million per year? Type O for over or type U for under. Next question here from Aaron Orem, #Chiefs. What does Patrick Mahomes lean on for mental strength when the going gets tough? Great question. And I think this is in reference to the last couple of games, right? Down 24-0 against the Texans, We all saw the clip on the sideline when no panic. He's firing his teammates up saying, hey, we just need one play. Get down 10 against the Titans. No problem. 28-0 run. Put that game away. I think it's a lot of things, starting with these guys, right? The weapons on this offense, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Sammy Watkins, who's played better in the playoffs, Hardman and Damian Williams. When you have these type of weapons at your disposal, it's easy to be confident. But I will say, Patrick Mahomes is just one of those natural-born leaders who believes in himself and believes in his teammates, and he trusts Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy. That's how you get to a Super Bowl. It's trust with your teammates, having a good roster, first of all, having talent. That stuff matters. But his self-belief and his belief in these guys is, I think, where that comes from. He grew up in a sports family. His dad was a Major League Baseball player, so it's not surprising that he has this confidence. But very good question from Aaron. Patrick Mahomes, certainly natural-born leader. Now, guys, I know you want some Chiefs Super Bowl gear. A lot of you are probably like, God, this stuff is so expensive. We've got nice Super Bowl gear, pretty good deals as well. This t-shirt, just over $30. Go to chatsports.com/ChiefsSB. We got t-shirts, hats, long sleeves. You can get the jerseys with the Super Bowl patch on them. Most of the players are on there. Mahomes, Kelce, I was scouring it earlier today. Chatsports.com/ChiefsSB. Hoodies, socks, all kinds of stuff. I know they've got cornhole sets as well. They've got anything you want Chiefs Super Bowl related. Chatsports.com/ChiefsSB. We'll have the link in the comments, link in the description. Make it easy on you guys. Take advantage of these deals today. Super Bowl's almost here. Got to get your gear before Super Bowl Sunday. Next question here from Hunter Davis. So the Chiefs defense could limit Derrick Henry in the AFC Championship. Do you think they can limit the run with the 49ers? Great question as well. We heard Frank Clark talk the talk before the game. Well, the Chiefs defense walked it as well when they held Derrick Henry to 69 yards rushing on just 19 carries, 3.5 yards per carry there. Very good effort against perhaps the best runner in the NFL at this point as far as just a straight downhill runner. I think Derrick Henry has earned that accolade. Now, 49ers present a bit of a different challenge. Great run scheme from Kyle Shanahan and that 49ers offense. They have a lot of different bodies they can throw at you. That offensive line is very, very good. Raheem Mostert is having a great, coming off a great playoff game where he torched the Green Bay Packers defense for over 200 yards rushing. But we saw what this Chiefs defense did against Derrick Henry. I think there's reason to be confident moving into this game as well and trying to slow down Raheem Mostert, who set, second best record, Tom, behind Eric Dickerson, 220 yards rushing in a playoff game. Second best ever, that 4 touchdowns is in the top 5 as well. He was a beast. So this is going to be another challenge. It's not as much of a physical run scheme that Tennessee runs, but they can throw different bodies at you. We'll see if Tevin Coleman's available for this game. But this Chiefs defense, especially against the run in recent weeks, has been a lot better. Let's outline the 49ers rushing attack. This is from the regular season. They commit to the run, second per game in the NFL in carries per game. Top 6 in yards per attempt, number 2 in yards per game, number 1 in rushing touchdowns. This 49ers rushing attack, the thing is they commit to it too. They're going to keep running even if the Chiefs slow them down. You see the stat at the bottom, last 8 games, the Chiefs only give it up 93.5 yards per game rushing. So this Chiefs defense, the lazy national media will tell you, oh, you run the ball against the Chiefs, that's how you beat them. That's not been the case the second half of the year, guys. This Chiefs rush defense is good, but 49ers rushing attack is very good as well. Something has to give. How worried are you guys about the 49ers run game? Scale it from 1 to 10. 10, we have no chance. This is Walter Payton and the 85 Bears running the football. Number 1, we're going to slow them down at less than 20 yards of the entire game. Somewhere in the middle, right? I'll say a 5 or 6. I'm pretty confident in this Chiefs defense right now. The 49ers, they're going to get some runs. Derrick Henry had a couple in the AFC title game, but I'm pretty confident. Let me know what you guys think. Scale it on 1 to 10 in the comments section. Next one here from Carter King. Will we re-sign Chris Jones? This is certainly one of the big offseason questions for the Chiefs as, we'll transition into that focus after the season. That's a big question because we just talked about Mahomes. You're going to have to pay him probably over $40 million per year. Here's the thing. If you're going to bring back Chris Jones, you probably have to cut Sammy Watkins. You can save $14 million by cutting Watkins. He's been great in the playoffs. I've eaten a lot of my words with what Watkins has been able to bring to the table. He iced the game against Tennessee. He's been great. But his cap hit is over $21 million next year. I like Sammy Watkins, but he cannot be the second highest cap hit on your team. If you want to bring back Chris Jones, who is a game breaker, the best defensive player on the market, in my opinion, you're going to have to pay him over $20 million per year. Because look at these guys. Aaron Donald, 22.5. Now, he's not Aaron Donald, but he might be the second best defensive tackle in the league. DeMarcus Lawrence got about $21 million per year. Frank Clark, almost 21, who you paid last offseason. Now, he's definitely better than Trey Flowers, Cameron Jordan. I think he's better than Frank Clark as well. So I think that's a starting point. Keep in mind, Khalil Mack not on this list because technically he's listed as an outside linebacker. But I look at that $21 million per year range. It's probably what it's going to cost per year to keep Chris Jones. How much are you willing to pay Chris Jones? We all want to keep him, right? You can't pay the guy $25 million a year. You're going to pay Patrick Mahomes $40. You can't do that. But how much are you willing to pay him? I think I'm in that 21 range. I'll give him the 5 years, $105 million, similar to the DeMarcus Lawrence contract. I think he's worth that. He can play inside. He can play outside. Great pass rusher. Pretty good against the run as well. Let me know in the comments section. Now, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI. I mentioned just 10 days away from Super Bowl 54. If you want to bet on that or anything in sports, got to do it at BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Use our promo code NFL120. Get that 120% deposit bonus. If you love the NBA, Zion just made his debut. You want to bet on Rookie of the Year? Maybe he makes a late push. Got to do it at BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet to get signed up right there. Another Chris Jones question here. I wanted to do these back-to-back. Do you think the Chiefs are going to make the same mistake as last year with Dee Ford and let Chris Jones walk? If he leaves, where are his top landing spots? Well, first of all, I don't think it was a mistake, and they didn't let Dee Ford walk. They traded him to the 49ers for a second-round pick. He did not fit the scheme as well as he does for Spags defense. That's why they got Frank Clark. He likes bigger defensive ends, and that's what Frank Clark brings to the table. So I don't think that was a mistake. I don't know about Chris Jones. I think he is very much a franchise tag candidate. I think that is certainly a possibility for the Chiefs this offseason. Now, that could get sticky because Jones held out up until training camp last year. What's he going to be willing to do this year if he doesn't get a new contract? We'll see. If you look at his career progression since his rookie year in 2016, he's become one of the elite defensive linemen in the NFL. I want to keep him, but if he were to hit the open market, here are a few teams I think make some sense. You got the Colts, ton of cap space. Could use some help on the defensive lineman. Tampa Bay, they got to get better on defense, got to get after the quarterback. I think he would be a great fit there under head coach Bruce Arians. Miami Dolphins, another team that has a lot of cap space, can spend this offseason. A team that played better down the stretch. Get a quarterback in there, get a little better on defense, they could get something brewing. And then a dark horse, the Las Vegas Raiders. They have a pretty good amount of cap space. Their defensive ends are pretty solid. Max Crosby, the rookie out of Eastern Michigan, had a nice year this year. They need an interior presence. Chris Jones could provide that for the Raiders. We're all hoping he comes back to the Chiefs. I think they'll find a way to bring him back, but those are some possible landing spots if he hits the open market. All right, last one here. 6 of 1, very loyal watcher. They clearly saw my tweet. What is your favorite burrito restaurant? This is a very important question. I'll say this. I'm not power ranking my top 5, top 10, or anything like that. I'm busy working hard on other stuff. But I did want to answer this question. It's not Chipotle. That's the number one. I'm getting booed in the studio. I actually tried this new place here in Dallas last night, Chiloso. I'd say, I don't know where it comes from, but it's open in Dallas now. Much better than Chipotle, very similar restaurant status. You guys have probably never heard of this, but this place in Fort Worth, Texas, where I went to college at TCU. Food truck place, Salsa Limon, best burrito I have ever had. By far, crushed Chipotle out of the park. Just, I told you guys, logical takes here on the Chiefs Report. Chipotle is not that good. Appreciate the question. 10 days away, gearing up for that Super Bowl. I have a lot of videos between now and then. We'll see you next time.